Hello, it is Archie, also known as Theta, and in this wonderful video, I'll be preventively, or whatever that word is, pre-abruptly looking through a lot of videos just to get the status quo of the day. I'm starting to realize that YouTube is going to literal shit now, and a lot of the internet is too. I kind of miss the old days.
Sorry about that. This is why I need to get this information out of me somehow. It's either this or lay me under a hydraulic press and squeeze it out of me like Play-Doh. So if you can, sit down, grab a snack or two or three or four, I won't judge you. And come with me on a journey that broke my brain over the past few months, as I strive to prove how yes, every single one of your opinions were correct. My head is this big, the world is broken, and everything was better in the past. As we look at
if I asked you whether you'd poked anyone this week, you'd either think I was rather rude, or you'd know I was referring to Facebook, one of the world's fastest growing websites.
Facebook losing $119 billion in market value today alone.
The social media giant appearing to be in disarray after as many as half of its employees were laid off under new owner Elon Musk.
You know, I think as a species, we're hardwired to romanticize and eulogize the times that came before us.
So, half of social media in the internet is being reserved by bots, and the rest basically is us. I'm not saying bots are necessarily bad or anything, because there probably are still, but heck, I don't even have the patience to even talk about this right now, because I have so much on my mind today that I don't really speak of. But let's say that we're able to bring back a little bit of the light of old. Well, that would be pretty good, because we'd have a lot of entertainment, a lot of more space to have novelty. But as of today, we have less and less novelty, either because we're getting older or something. I don't know. Capitalism is going pretty bad right now. And the only way to solve the capitalistic problem is to probably use older tech. Older stuff like CRT TVs and Windows XP, which is not supported by Windows anymore. Or Windows 7 or all that other stuff. Like, we don't need to use Windows 10. We don't need to use Windows 11. We also don't need to have all this power consumption in our own household. Yeah.
No matter what we have in front of us, we can never be satisfied. We're in a state of constantly craving, constantly wishing for something more. Something different.
Some of the fences hold, others do not. A minor miracle is mounted by the fact that there are no injuries spread among the near hysterical crowd. This truly is a social document for our time.
Just ask them in Fredericton, where 48 of the bug-eyed beasts were put on sale at a local Walmart. And one of the clerks was sent to hospital after being trampled in the frenzy.
Okay, this one I can actually get behind. You know, there was a time decades and decades ago when social media first burst onto the scene. It was seen as this cool new place to hang out.
It can get quite addictive, and I know some offices, some of my friends working has actually been banned and blocked in work.
I don't know, usually I would say probably an hour a day, if not sometimes more.
I wouldn't admit to being on Facebook for any amount of hours, but I think I'd say at least half an hour.
As a kid, you couldn't go a day without hearing about it at the time, like an ethereal whisper spread amongst the playground's elite. It was rumoured that there were these things called websites where you could go and play games. God, imagine the power I could wield with such a device. So in 2008, as a tiny child, I was so small, growing up in the middle of nowhere, you can't blame me for eventually caving in after a hard-fought, year-long campaign from my friends trying to convince me. I went against the best wishes of my parents, and I did the unthinkable. I made a Facebook account. You may think I'm being dramatic here, but I'm British. I basically lived in black and white for most of my childhood, so this was huge. Instead of wasting away the days throwing rocks into the river or cleaning chimneys for loose change, Facebook had games and quizzes and that was about it back then. But again, no chimney cleaning. This was massive. Gone were the days of tactically negotiating with your friends on a horse and carriage ride home from school, or feeling like you're negotiating your way out of a hostage situation when you're trying to convince someone's mum to let their kid outside to kick a ball against a curb for 30 minutes. You could easily keep your friends updated at the mere click and tap of only 5 to 6 buttons, allowing Tiny Henry to post such groundbreaking things as, "What alcohol are you?" And keep in mind, I look like this in 2008, so the most adventurous beverage
So, that was a snippet of a video I was watching, but trying to capture the old ways of YouTubing, which will take time to even correlate. I'm trying to work on it. Will take some time. So, comment, like, subscribe. I'll make more of this.